Hey bears, I am the Gaming-Grizzly and welcome back to Identity 5 and welcome back to the test server of Identity 5 in which we are testing out a new upcoming hunter, Broken Wheel. Right here we can see the special ability of Broken Wheel. He can transform into a wheel which he can use to transition faster on the map, to find survivors faster on the map. And as soon as we are hitting these survivors, they are getting a spike. We just saw the doctor getting hit. And now if you look at the top right, where you can see the survivor list, you can see that bot number 3 actually took a hit, actually has a spike right next to her symbol. And that is extremely useful. I will explain why later, but just keep that in mind. It's extremely useful for this hunter to spike the survivors. Another skill of this hunter is his bear traps. As you can see right here, I'm trying to throw these bear traps towards the survivors so they get trapped. I will do that until you can see what happens as soon as they are actually stepping into one of these bear traps. I personally have a little bit of problems throwing them because of my ping, but as you can see right here, as soon as the survivor is getting into the trap, survivor will get stunned for a few seconds or will get slower for a few seconds. And if we look at the damage right now, you can see that we are dealing more than normal damage because she was having one spike attached to herself. That one spike, as soon as she is taking a hit, transitions into 0.25 damage. So these spikes, if you're giving survivors 2 spikes by rolling over them twice, you can just hit them and bring them down with only 1 hit, which is extremely crucial. And each survivor can have a total of 3 spikes at the same time, which is a little bit difficult to achieve because you have to roll over these survivors 3 times in a row, or not necessarily in a row, because if you roll over them in a row, they are actually not taking spikes each roll. Like there's a little time window in between the spikes that are appearing when you roll over them. And we can see right here, I saw that there was a notification on the cipher machine. I'm just transitioning over here. The only problem that we have, and I will talk about this later too, is that the turn radius of your wheel is way bigger. So you can't just, you can't just smoothly slide through all the pallets. You have a really big turn radius. What I activated right here is also my second ability if you're in the wheel. Oh, there we go. We are going through pallets. That's another very important thing about this hunter. As you can see in the lower area of the game, there is an indicator. As soon as you are fast enough, you actually just break through pallets. You roll through pallets and break them. So we have the doctor right here. Look at the doctor's spikes. She has 2 spikes. She's taking that hit and she is going immediately down. Again, 2 spikes transition into, or basically are equal to an entire hit as soon as they are taking it. So that is the main goal for this hunter. You just want to hit the survivors with the spikes and then, okay, there we have them. Let me just get my spikes out here. See, I'm hitting them, and even if I'm in the coordinator, she didn't take another second spike because you need to have a little bit of time. There we go, hitting her for the second time. That's gonna be very dangerous for that character. In the top right, you can see it again. 1 spike for 1 coordinator, the second spike. And also, with my second skill activated, you just saw it right here. I can just activate my second skill and everyone that is in my radius, every survivor that is close in the radius, will actually take damage from the spikes. Therefore, we were giving 1 hit to the bot number 1 and, 1/4 of a hit to the second bot. We are just hitting that one right here again. And again, we are trying. Okay. We gave her 2 spikes. We gave her 2 spikes and we just got out of the wheel. Did you see that there was a little shock wave? She now has 3 waves. 3 spikes. And we can just bring her down with the skill again. There we go. Using the skill to basically activate the spikes inside the survivors that are close by. And what I was just saying is that if you have your persona completely up, you can actually give the survivors another spike if they are close by as soon as you get out of the wheel. And there's one big problem, I said it before, you don't really have a very big you don't really have a sensitive turning radius, so the turn radius is quite big, as you can see right here. if you're not able to break that pallet, for example, you're just kinda stuck and it's gonna cost you a lot of time. We saw the same thing a few seconds earlier when I went down into the basement, and you don't really have any chances to get out of there except of transitioning out of the wheel and, you know, walking up again. Alright, here, that is actually a start of a new game, and I'm trying to give as many spikes as possible to the survivors, making them easier to bring down for me. And at the same time, see, we can just break that pallet and we can follow the other survivors that are over here. And there's another pallet. We're gonna break that one too. We can just easily give them all these spikes. And if you look in the top right, almost every single survivor is having at least 2 spikes right now. So now you can easily go for the 1 hits. The only thing that you need to consider at the very beginning when you don't have your second skill, there we go, we are bringing her down. The only thing that you have to consider when you haven't unlocked your second skill yet is that you can't really use your skill to inflict damage with the spikes. So right now we can inflict damage with the spikes. We just need to find the survivor. There we go. And we don't necessarily have to inflict damage with the spikes. You can just hit them and they're easily one down. 1 hit downs. There we have the coordinator. I don't think that she has spikes, right? I don't think that she has spikes, so we're just gonna give her spikes and we are trying to damage her with a 1 hit. That is definitely not the main technique of this hunter, that you always give them spikes. There we go, we gave her 1 spike. And we gave her... No, we didn't! I missed her. Okay. That is definitely not the main characteristic, the main technique of this hunter, to give oh, look at this, that's also a good thing. I actually gave her damage through the wall. Now we can just transition out of our form. We can... Oh no, I wanted to use my skill. We can use my skill. She has 2 spikes, so she's gonna lose half her health. There we go. And again, you can put a lot of pressure on these survivors. If you are actually putting a survivor on the rocket chair, you can also throw these bear traps right in front of the rocket chair, making it very, very difficult to actually rescue the survivors. Here we saw Priestess was having spikes. She's going down immediately. It's crazy. This hunter seems to be crazy good. We are hitting the spikes right here. Sadly, we are not hitting that swing because I'm again playing on the test server, so my ping is a little bit difficult. What is happening with that coordinator Priestess combination right here? I love it. And that is basically everything you need to know about the hunter. He can transform into a wheel. With that wheel you can activate a boost to get across the maps faster. You can also activate spikes. Again, you saw it right here through the walls. I was hitting that embalmer with the spikes. Oh, we're hitting everyone with the spikes. You can activate spikes as soon as your first skill is up, or your second skill rather is up. And you can also break pallets without actually, you know, having the breaking the pallets animation. There we go. We can also use the normal skill when you are running to bring down survivors, as we can see right here. She was having spikes in her back, so we just bring her down with the skill as soon as you have unlocked it. But you can also just, you know, hit the survivors and they will go down too. So if you hit them and they have 2 spikes in their back, they will immediately go down. Each survivor can have a total of 3 spikes, as well as removing these spikes. These survivors can remove the spikes, which is fair, I would say, because else it would be extremely difficult to get away from this hunter. And that's basically everything that we need to know about this hunter. He's crazy interesting. I think he's an interesting addition to all the hunters we already have. I think this little overview and this little gameplay that you just saw right here is giving you a little bit more of a, you know, understanding how this hunter will work. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, make sure to leave me a fat like. Also leave me a comment in the comment section what you think about this hunter. And of course, if you're new, subscribe to the Gaming-Grizzly. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.